Every human being must go through a phase of life that starts in infancy, grows into children. After experiencing the ups and downs of life experiences, whether sweet or bitter, we go into adulthood, and then we will leave this world. How are our families doing after we leave them? There must be a sense of anxiety and fear, whether they will be okay after they live alone without us. Living alone affects them not only financially but physically as well, which will affect their physical and mental health. If they are not used to it and do not try to adapt to the situation that is happening, it can cause the situation to worsen, which leads to the learning process of subjects at school or delayed work at work. So to overcome this, we must prepare provisions for our families. Before we get into the discussion, let me promote my previous video. Yes, there are 2 of my videos. Please check, hopefully they are useful. Okay, the ad has finished. Sorry to disturb. Let's continue. Indeed, humans are social creatures who should help if anyone needs it. But we must remember that in this materialistic world, almost no one helps selflessly. Please sit down. Let's start this discussion. Before we become parents, we get life lessons from our parents, able to distinguish between good and bad. Growing up, in addition to the learning process from our parents, we also get a learning process from external factors, namely, the learning process about life obtained from the outside environment of the home, extended family, friends from the school environment, or friends from the work environment. After we experience it, we get valuable experience, whether it is in the form of knowledge, something that makes us happy, sad, upset, disappointed, betrayed by strangers or with people we know. It could be people who are our friends or our lovers. From this experience, we can be grateful people. When we get joy, can better remember the importance of someone. When we lose or are abandoned, we can be more independent, less dependent on others, after knowing what it feels like to be betrayed or disappointed by the closest person. Yes, we can finally know that the world can be beautiful, like in the movie. It can also be the depths of tear-jerking anguish that lead to the conclusion that the world is harsh and unfair. For that, I will share tips on how to teach something that will be useful to the young members of our family. Please take a look, guys. The first thing we need to prepare and teach is about religion. Religion is a belief that we hold. Each has a different mention of the name of the God, prophet, or apostle, as a messenger of different culprits, different books. Our goal is to introduce religion to the young members of our family to seek salvation, enlightenment, peace, justice, or love. Some religions may also have specific goals for their followers, such as fulfilling certain commandments, rituals, or obligations. Religious gain is the benefit or reward that a person may experience or expect from being religious, such as happiness, health, community, morality, or hope. Some religions may also promise benefits in the afterlife, such as heaven, nirvana, or reincarnation. According to several scientific studies, religion can have a positive impact on a person's well-being, mental and emotional coping, and longevity. In addition to having many advantages, religion also has disadvantages, such as conflict, intolerance, extremism, or oppression of other people, animals, and plants. Therefore, if we are teaching religion to our family members, we need to emphasize the importance of respecting diversity and freedom of belief, religious practice, and encouraging dialogue and cooperation between different religions and worldviews. Don't all religions have one goal? Goodness? Whether or not a human person is sinful or not, only our Creator knows. Let's get into the second thing, which is the importance of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the ability or expertise in terms of being creative, innovative, adaptive, and continuously trying to learn to find all the opportunities that exist to be successful in the business world. Why should we have this skill? Now, the flow of information from anywhere can be accessed, making it very easy for us to promote products. For those of you who already have a business and want to teach your family members, you can invite them to be involved in helping so that they know both theory and practice about managing cash well or other valuable assets. By inviting them, It can make them think that it turns out that finding profits from business is difficult. It takes continuous hard work so that they can think wisely about how to spend money. Do not forget to share with the surrounding environment. As a social creature, to strengthen relationships with fellow humans, especially relationships between neighbors, to avoid potential envy that results in crime. If you have excess fortune, you can also take a young member of the family to an orphanage or abandoned animal shelter. Seeing someone of our age or an animal far from our family can teach them what it means to be grateful for what they have. Oh yes, I just mentioned sharing with neighbors. Yes, actually, this is the third thing you can teach young members of your family, which is to make as many friends as you can. By having relationships everywhere, we can exchange information that allows us to have a broad view. In business, if we have many relationships, we can more easily promote our products face-to-face or offline on a larger scale than online. Meeting in person can increase the confidence of potential partners because everything is more transparent, including the quality of the product as well as the character of the partners. The fourth thing that you can teach the young members of your family is the importance of knowing the talents of your family members. Everyone has different talents and interests. By knowing his talents and interests, you can support him to further hone his talents if they match his interests. By getting used to the field he likes and has top skills, it will be easier to survive in the future, either applying for jobs or trying entrepreneurship using the talents he has. In addition, it will increase confidence with the crowd. Let's go back to the family again. Besides providing provisions to our family members, we also have to teach how to be respectful to older family members because they have contributed a lot more or less to the success of our parents. Maybe if there were none of them, our parents would not be as successful as they are today. In addition to family, we also need to respect others who are older than us because they contribute to society throughout their lives and deserve to be treated with dignity and respect in their old age. Respecting older people also sets a good example for the younger generation, teaching them the value of empathy, compassion, and kindness. For example, if we are on a bus and see a person who has a lot of groceries and seems to be in trouble, maybe we can help carry his luggage in the trunk, or we can give our seat to that person, depending on the situation and conditions at the time of the incident. In addition, we teach about respecting others, especially those who are older and come from families. We are also obliged to tell you that not everyone is good. People who commit crimes can be from our immediate family, as well as other people, be it old, young, male, or female. Even people who look rich can deceive us, so we have to be careful about putting trust in others. If we want to process transactions that have a lot of nominal transactions with other people, try to include an agreement stamped with a stamp. In addition, if there are other people who want to borrow money from us, especially in large nominal amounts, try to have a guarantee whose nominal amount is greater than what is lent. Why? Yes, because every year it must change. The price can go up and down following global market prices, for example, for vehicles, land and house certificates, gold, silver, and others. The last thing we need to teach our family members is archery, swimming, and horseback riding. The last thing we need to teach our family members is archery, swimming, and horse riding. This is interesting because in ancient times, Japanese samurai made these four things standard requirements. The requirements in question are physical exercise, including archery, swimming, and horseback riding, learning Chinese culture, being able to make poetry, and regular spiritual practice, Bushido code. Let's discuss one by one. The first is archery. Archery is one of the sports carried out by shooting ordinary arrows in the form of wood, bamboo, or rattan to a target place that has been marked with the help of a bow. On the arrows, there are arrowheads, which are generally made of iron, glass, stone, or bone, while the ground bow is made of wood and bamboo with ropes made of thin nylon rope, hemp rope, fishing line, cotton thread, or ordinary thread. By the time we shoot, our emotions and breathing should be stable. If the coordination emotions between our brain, hands, shoulders, and breath are irregular, Aiming at the target becomes more difficult, and the chance of hitting the target becomes lower. Next is swimming. Swimming is the sport of floating part or all of the body above the surface of the water to move from one place to another. Swimming can train focus on someone. If you lose focus, you are likely to drown. Swimming also trains many limbs, especially the feet, hands, and head, so that it can also be used for the purpose of training stamina. This swimming sport is also proven to help reduce diseases, including diabetes, stroke, and heart disease. Next is riding. Horse riding is a skill in riding and controlling animals that are ridden in general. Why are horses mostly chosen? Why not other animals? It's to our advantage to use horses as riding animals. 1. Speed. Horses have a high speed, so they quickly get to their destination. That is what makes horse animals suitable for alternative transportation. 2. Endurance. Horses have high adaptation, can withstand bad weather, eat and drink little, steep terrain, and rocks. 3. Strength. Horses are able to carry heavy loads, so the riders can carry a lot of equipment. 4. Easy to train and docile. Horse training that starts early with a basic introduction will make it easier to train foals. After the age of 6 years, which is shown by hardened bones and complete formation, the foals are mentally prepared and understand what the rider is told to do, then trained by giving little weight and a short distance as a weight-carrying exercise. After that, the load is slowly aggravated and the distance is gradually increasing. Then why do we need archery, swimming, and horseback riding? As humans, of course, we must take into account all the possibilities that occur. Archery is needed in case of abnormal conditions. Where in the market no one sells foodstuffs, we are required to hunt for our nutritional intake and food needs, and in chaotic conditions. When we are faced with someone or animals that threaten our condition, inevitably, we have to paralyze the subject. Swimming is very necessary if we suddenly fall in the water, pick up or put something in deep water, or are swept away by waves. People who usually swim will have a good mind and mentality so that they can think clearly to reach safe spots from heavy currents and water areas that have deep depths. Then the last one, road. What happens if the means of transportation we use can no longer be used? It is likely that we will return to the days of cowboys. In addition, horses can reach areas that our vehicles cannot, so they are more flexible in certain situations and conditions. Maybe that's all I can say this time. Please apologize if there was a mistake I made. Please correct and give suggestions. If you have anything to say, don't forget to eat nutritious foods with enough fiber and vitamins, don't drink acidic or alcohol, and don't forget to be happy, love yourself, and don't care too much about what others say. You deserve to be happy in your own way, but don't harm others. See you in the next video, don't miss it.